why. And if we have to do it one congressional district at a time, that's the way we'll do it. But we've got to take back our country. And I don't know if we can do it through the presidency. It'd be nice. It would be easy. You know, I gave my State of the Union address. I'd like to see a president who would come from that direction, but I'm not expecting it. Every nominee of both the Republican and Democratic Party ever since John F. Kennedy, every nominee of both parties has been a member of the Trilateral Commission and handpicked by them to be the nominee. Even Carter and Clinton. And they had their own handlers within the Trilateral Commission who were their bosses. And when, as president, they tried to go against them, they essentially had the presidency taken out of their hands. With Carter, it was Brzezinski who took the presidency out of Carter's hands. With Clinton, it was David Gergen, his mentor in the Trilateral Commission. So we have to be careful to get somebody who is not beholden to the big money interests and the Bilderbergers and the G8 and all of these people who run the New World Order. We've got to get somebody who is beholden only to us. And that means we don't have too many choices. It means in the Democratic Party we've got Dennis Kucinich or my old friend Mike Gravel. Maybe John Edwards, I hope. I don't know yet whether he's paid for it. But most of them I know are. In the Republican Party, I can only see one. Ron Paul. Ron Paul. Yeah. Ron Paul. What do I think people ought to do is probably all the Republicans ought to go to New Hampshire and try and get Ron Paul the nomination. All the Democrats ought to go up there and try and get it for Dennis Kucinich. You know, I'd love to see those two in a general election because, you know, they're not going on money and charisma because neither of them have it. They're both charismatically challenged, but they're good guys. They're honest and they want to serve the people. They have different ideas about things. They're on opposite ends of the political spectrum, but they both want to protect the Constitution. They both want to serve the people. They both want to honor the truth. They both want to end the occupation of Iraq. They both want to prevent an attack on Iran. I would love for the general election to come down to those two guys having a gentlemanly debate about how to handle universal health care. I mean, I think that would be beautiful. Right? We have to just realize that we have to educate our friends, our neighbors, our co-workers, not to vote for who the corporate media tells you is the most electable, like they did with John Kerry. Yeah, I don't know how they convinced the voters in Iowa and New Hampshire that John Kerry was the most electable, but they did. And so people were, anybody but Bush, so, well, if John Kerry's the most electable, let's get him nominated. Well, he's the one that the big money interests wanted nominated because they didn't care. They got their hold on him, and he's a member of the club, and he's a fraternity brother of George W. Bush. But I think personally that by nominating a fraternity brother of George W. Bush, a Massachusetts liberal who was for the war, and a Roman Catholic with an extreme pro-abortion record, and all the contradictions inherent in John Kerry, that the Democrats probably nominated the only one of their candidates who could possibly lose to George W. Bush. And by the way, I don't think he lost. It was stolen from him, but he was a member of the club and he wants to stay that way, so he didn't make any waves. We need somebody real in there. And I worked hard for Kerry, but I was aghast at how poor his campaign was and how he was handled. I thought it was atrocious. We can do better than that. We got to tell the American people, don't vote for who you think is most electable. Don't vote for who raises the most money. Don't vote for who has the most charisma on television. Listen to these guys and find out if they will really serve the people or not. That should be the test. Any more? One more, yes.
I know you're a Democrat, but I think as far as the candidacy for the presidency, I think Ron Paul is, as far as a track record of what, 10, 15 years. So I think if anybody has done any research at all, it's very clear where he stands on any issue, and that there's only one candidate, that is truly worthy of support.
I voted for him in '88.
Well,
Supported
I'm not supporting anybody for president right now. But, within the parties, I think Ron Paul is the only Republican candidate that's worthy, but there are Democratic candidates who are worthy too. And when the general election comes, fine, let's let them work on it. This is not just about the presidency. It's about taking back our country, and because probably neither Kucinich nor Ron Paul has a prayer of getting the nomination, and I know Mike Gravel doesn't. It is too many rough edges, okay? Besides not being controlled by the big money people, so they won't promote him to the corporate media. But so probably we're not going to get a president to serve us in 2008. But we can sure work on getting a Congress that serves us. We can do that.
And all three of them are already there. they're all congressmen.
Yeah, and we've got to get more. We've got to get more like Ron Paul and Barbara Lee and all the people who have the guts to stand up for what they believe in. Either party. Okay.
Part of what this gentleman brought was, hearing this information, it's kind of overwhelming, and it's like, kind of hits you pretty hard. So there needs to be a sense of hope that's conveyed, so that, because it is, it's pretty bleak, it's not the kind of information that people can just process and say, oh well, because there is so much at stake.
Yeah.
And I think we walk by faith.
If you can't absorb all this, there's much, much more on our website. The website is on the card. All the contact information is on the red band on the back of the card. And you can go to the website and read a lot more. You can request a DVD of this presentation. You can help educate your friends. If you don't remember what I've said tonight, hey, get yourself a copy of this emailed to you.
A lot of the information is in the sheet that you have that has all those web links.
The information, I think there's a lot of it's almost like an overwhelm.
Did it?
Yeah,
it's like drinking out of a fire hose. I understand that. Just do what you can do. And I just want to, I don't have time for any more questions, but I can talk to some of you individually on the way out. But I'm really serious that you people are the ones that have to do it. You have to go out and make your own ways. And we can take back America. We must take back America. And if you guys will help, we will take back America. Thanks very much.